Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. I want to welcome you to today's live stream lesson. We're going to be learning First Noel, and you can find sheet music to this in the links in the cards as well as the description below. And once you're done with this lesson, you want to think of this as the self guide. It's almost like a self test. It's like a study guide. There it is. So study guide. When you click on over to the tutorial after you're done with this lesson is like the actual test. So if you really understand the things that I'm showing you in here, the theory is you should be able to use any of the tutorials I have at any level, pretty much. Let me lower that for a second. Hey, what is up, Milo? Nice to see you. Where are you from? Just would like to know. I think it's a little interesting to see what part of the world that you are from. All right. So yeah, links to the sheet music and also the tutorial. And lastly, before we start, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and all the notification bells too if you want to catch whenever I go live on these lessons. And keep an eye out for my 4 weekly piano tutorials as well. All right, First Noel. It's about 2 pages. It's pretty shorter arrangement, so I think we can go a little bit more in depth. And I'm going to explain these practice concepts as we go along. It's pretty simple. And by the way, this is for, holy crap. All right, by the way, this is for easy piano, but I would say it's not like what people typically think of easy. You want to think of it as kind of on the border of early intermediate. So technically, if you get past this entire book, then you can kind of consider yourself intermediate. Hope that makes sense. French. I've been to France before. I love it there, especially the wine, the food, the people. It's an amazing country. All right. Okay. Just out of curiosity, if you, what are like famous composers out there? I'm wondering. Like, yeah. 'Cause I mean, here we have Beethoven, Mozart. I wonder what the French would think are the famous classical composers or impressionistic. If you follow my drift. All right. First Noel. Let me show you how to practice this. So I stopped at about measure 9. That is the first section. However, if this is your introduction to kind of how to practice the correct way, you don't want to go that far. So we're going to split it up. We're just going to go to measure 5, where it says certain. Okay, let me play it for you one more time. Take this section now and we're just going to do hands separate. You want to simplify the process, okay? So we're just doing right hand, left hand, and then back to hands together. Watch and listen. And just simply try it together. All right, ready, go. Now the left hand. Okay. By the way, what part of France are you from? All right, left hand, Milo. Here we go. Ready, go. Back to both hands. Together, ready, go. Okay, so if you notice so far, it's not only that we're just playing, practice, it should be equal amounts of, maybe not even equal, but a certain amount of observation, like watching me play. That's why, these tutorials that I have work pretty well. So you'd be watching the parts that you are practicing. It's like studying. So you shouldn't just only be playing strictly from the music, because most of the time, most of my students especially, it's like they don't really even know if it's correct or not. All right? The only way to know if it's correct is to be doing some active listening and watching and studying these videos. Okay? All right. Now we're just gonna go on to the next part. measure 5. That would be no. I do not. But man, it is one of the languages I want to learn and become fluent in before I die for sure. Yeah. I think the only only thing I know is like bonjour and what else? Ça va? That's about it. That is about it. It's pretty pathetic. All right, now let me play it for you one more time. So measures 5 all the way to measure 9 this time. All right, now back to right hand. Yeah, I remember the one line I memorized to get me out of trouble in France was what did I say? Désolé. No, I can't remember. Never mind. All right, but désolé. That got me out of a lot of trouble. Okay, here's just the right hand. All right, ready, go. Okay, left hand. Ready, go. And if you can guess, back to both hands. Ready, set, go. Okay, so we have one part, we have another part. If we're using common sense here, we're just going to take this section that we did and the other section that we did and just put them together. So now we go back to the beginning and go all the way to measure 9. This is one really effective habit of piano practice that you need to do. We call it small chunking. Pick the smallest part that you can practice efficiently, and then you do longer sections, okay? Same thing here, we're gonna go back to right hand and left hand and then hands together again. So I'm just gonna repeat this process for you guys. Together, ready, go. And left hand. Yeah, bonjour, au revoir. I think the other one I learned was je ne parle pas. That means I don't understand. All right, here we go. Left hand, ready. Let's try it together now. Ready, go. Both hands. Ready, go. Okay, now it's a good point here to talk about. Well, I'm not really gonna. It's kind of hard to demonstrate this next principle I want you to use when you practice. Yeah, there's just no way I can demonstrate this, but it's It's called spaced repetition. So instead of doing the traditional way, just doing like 10 times in a row or like a million times, I mean, that's good for short term, like day-to-day results. If you need that, that's the way you need to practice, like cramming sometimes. But for your longer term development as a pianist, you want to get familiar with spaced repetition. And that's just basically not doing it as many times and not being such a perfectionist. Just do it enough times. Then you wait a period of time, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even 20 minutes. Then you can come back to that section and practice it again. And that's actually a better way to make improvement. And not only that, when you're waiting with this period of time, like you can actually be practicing something else, you know. So you're actually not wasting your time doing the same thing over and over and over again. Anyway, look it up online after this lesson is over. Spaced repetition is gonna help a lot. Okay, kind of an advanced concept, but you can start to think about this. Thank you very well. Merci beaucoup. All right, here's the next part, measure 9. Let me take it from the pickup to measure 9. Alright, so if you notice, that section is exactly the same as the first page. It's like a direct repeat. It's just the same verse, different words. So whenever you have something like that, and it's probably going to make this lesson very short, by the way, whenever you have an exact repetition of a section, you don't want to practice it, just skip it. It's like, I don't know why you would, alright? It's a waste of time. When you play the whole thing, you're going to play it anyway. So if you think about it, when you play the whole thing from beginning to end, it's like you practice this section twice. So that's why during your practice sessions, it's not necessary to practice the same part you already know. Alright. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up this lesson pretty quick. And we're just going to do this last section here really quick. And if you've enjoyed this video so far, would appreciate a like if you're getting some value out of this and it's helping you to learn this song on piano. That is the last section. Right hand, left hand, hands together. Alright, so that's the pickup to measure 17. Let's try it together. Ready, go. Okay, left hand. Together, ready, go. Both hands. Together now, ready, go. Right now it is 11 a.m. You talking about 8 p.m. over there or 8 a.m. in the morning? Alright. Okay, so you know, this is a shorter piece, short song, a little bit of bonus here. So I'll go back to the beginning. I'll give you the whole entire song, right hand, left hand, hands together. Let's just try this at the same time, okay? From the top. Ready, go. left hand. Ready, go. And both hands. By the way, make sure you stick around real quick. I'll give you a recap at the end after I'm done with this. All right, both hands, ready, go. Okay, 8 in the morning. Okay, good morning over there then. All right, well, that was it for today's lesson. Here's a quick recap. You're practicing, first principle is to do small sections at a time. By the way, this is for easy piano, but it's more like heading into early intermediate territory. All right, if this doesn't make any sense to you, I would suggest just going to my website. It's really more organized there, and you'll find something more appropriate for your level, because it's kind of hard to organize this up on YouTube. So if you have a chance, head on over to the website and you'll find something that fits you pretty well, okay? So, chunking, small chunking. You pick the first part that you can do pretty well, and you pick the next part, then you combine them into bigger sections. We only have 2 pages here, so you can literally think half a page at a time, then you have an entire page, then the next half a page, next half a page, the next page, and then the whole entire song from beginning to end. And if you're not used to this, you have to be patient with it, because it's a matter of concentration. You do longer and longer sections, you do need a certain amount of concentration. So if you're not able to do it on the first day, it's probably gonna take a while, okay? But stick with it, and then eventually you'll be able to play, longer and longer pieces and songs and repertoire. The second concept you want to look up is there's no way for me to demonstrate here. It's called spaced repetition. So you want to wait in between your practice sessions, like the first section right here. If you did this, like the beginning to measure 5, like what we're talking about, like if you practice this a little bit, then you just move on. You don't want to try to get it perfect. That only works like for short-term results. If you want something longer term, this is what you need to do. All right, and last but not least, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Last call for likes on this video, and also if you know anyone who would like to play this on piano, make sure you share this with them as well, okay? Anyways, in any case, thank you guys so much for watching my my friend in France. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. All right. Hope to see you guys for the next lesson. Have some great happy holidays. Got Christmas coming up next week. Hope you guys get lots of presents, and I'll see you then. All right. Happy practicing.